so small. Three, two, one.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Rift Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
I don't think that can get any better than what it is right now. I love that intro. It's like every time I see it, even though like we're muted, I'm in the background. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to see the chats from all the channels. If so, I could put a nice overlay here so we can see everything.
That would be great.
All right. So how we doing tonight, guys? We have a night with Nikki. To some channels, learn more. Okay, what's this? Reply. Hello, Sheila. Okay, I have somebody over on which is Twitch host. Hello, how you doing? Oh, that's me. I'm the host. Oh my god. All right, there's got to be a way to fix this. So, we're having a night with Miss Nikki Jacobs, and it's going to be awesome. So I'm going to let Nikki take this away while I'm in the background working on the link. She's like, "What? Yeah. What are we talking?" And you know what? Every time she's on, it's like, "Nikki, what are we talking about?" I never plan it. I never plan it. It's like, okay, what are we talking about? What are we talking? Then she'll tell me, okay, this, and this, and and then I'm sitting here and I'm saying, what were we supposed to talk about? I swear to God, I have this like blonde brain fart. I don't know what it is,
You're
but I'm
not
having a brain
alone.
fart here. Okay, I'm having a blonde moment. Oh, is
A
that the link I
moment.
need?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was
All
gonna
right. Is
say.
this it?
Well,
Yes.
okay, so let's see. Yeah, Sheila says you'll be okay. Yes, I agree. She will be.
No, I'll never be okay. Never, never, never will I ever be okay. You know why? Because life is boring when you're okay.
Hang on. We got glare. I'm looking on the Facebook one and we got glare. I don't know why, but anyway.
Oh, no, I don't
Okay.
see glare.
Okay, and I've got it up on my.
Maybe
Hang on,
Facebook wants you to shine.
I
Pretty.
don't know.
He's giving you a pretty shine. Hey, it's
Yeah.
Mr. Howie Odell, and Odell
Hey,
is in the
Howie.
house. He's in the
Okay,
house.
there we are.
So
Okay.
what I did today is I put the chat up so everybody can see everybody else. Well, hello, Nicholas. How you doing?
Well, you got that before I did. It doesn't show up yet. Hi. Hi everybody. Okay, so today we're talking about soul families. God, I had a brain fart too.
Thank
Ooh,
you. See,
this is
it's
not
catchy.
good.
It's
It's
catchy. It's a bad
Anyway.
thing. I'm catcher. Thank you, Renee.
Oh, I'm in a different. That's why this is not showing up for me. Okay.
That's why I put the chat right on the screen.
I'm glad you did because
Yeah,
I'm
makes it
on
easier
the other
for
one
everybody to see everybody else. because sometimes you say something and somebody will go, "Oh my God, who the heck is she talking to? Why is she
Yeah.
talking to this? I don't even know who this one is."
Oh goodness. Okay, so well, I was hoping to be able to have it up on my Facebook page, and it's now not showing up on mine. That is odd.
Ah.
It should. Okay, anyway, business. It's always business with me. I mean, in some fashion or form.
Well,
Um,
it's every time we're together, we have to have a glitch. You know that, right?
oh, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
it.
Every time. Every time,
Every
guys, we have
show
a
on,
glitch.
well, in every show I'm on it, even my own damn show. I mean, what the heck is up with that? Anyway, okay, so I'm not going to be able to follow any of that like I thought I would, so we're just going to move
That's
past
okay. I'll read them off to you.
that.
No
That's okay,
worries.
and I've got them up on the big screen too. So
There you go.
I was just hoping to be able to see stuff on Facebook. Anyway, all right, so soul families.
Mm.
Everybody has a soul family. I mean, we basically, where do we begin?
Okay, that's easy. What is the difference between a biological family and your soul family?
In each lifetime, you have a biological. I mean, you're born into a biological, chemistry-based, scientific
Yep.
family.
Right.
Um, a soul family is a family that you are incarnated with repeatedly throughout time.
Mm.
Um, and because I want to check with you. Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you
Because
sound great.
okay, because I pushed my table back, and sometimes when I do that, people have a hard time hearing me. So I want to be sure that that's clear.
No, I can
Um,
hear you just fine.
okay, good.
If you guys can't let me know, I can turn her up.
Yeah, please do. Okay,
There we go.
so there is that as a short synopsis of what it
Right.
is. Okay.
Now, if you when
Um,
you're dealing with, I'm just going to keep questioning you here because now I got
no,
things popping
go
in my
for it.
head. Now,
Go for it.
when you're dealing with a soul family, do you
hmm
have a soul family and also a soul tribe, or is there a difference?
Based on what I understand and how it's been explained to me from the other side, it's pretty much the same thing.
Uh huh.
Um, you can resonate. Okay, now that's going to be loud. You can resonate with a group of people in each lifetime and not exactly figure out why. I mean, they may not be biological
Yeah.
family, um, but they're part of a. Everybody talks about a season, a reason, or a season, a reason. I'm missing one. Oh God, no, not this again. Anyway, another another brain fart, guys. Um, but basically, what it boils down to is, uh, you resonate with different people. Like you and I resonate.
Yes.
We've had at least two lifetimes that I'm aware of.
Yes. And I was
That
always
we,
the oldest, so she has to listen.
yes, yeah,
So,
pretty freaking
sorry.
much.
I was the
She was
big
my sister.
sister.
You were the older sister in one of the last lifetimes, and this lifetime we're dear friends.
Yeah.
Um, so you can have biological sisters. What I'm talking about last time.
Yeah.
And it was for me. It well, for both. Well, I don't know about for both of us, but for me, it was two lifetimes ago. Um, when we were siblings and
Yep.
in a very famous family, actually. So anyway, so you can resonate with somebody in this lifetime that you have and not quite figure out why.
Right.
And if you're aware enough and things start jiving with you, you start putting it together that, we were biological family in a previous lifetime, or,
Right.
we were part of First Nations or Native American, or we were, um, God, another brain fart.
It's catchy, people.
It's
It's
not
catchy, and it's
it's not
all me.
it's not Celtic. It's
Viking,
Viking.
Danes,
Viking.
Vikings.
Viking is what I was thinking of. So
Do you know
there
who
are
my Viking brother was?
no,
You don't.
no. Is it Ed? Howie?
Yes.
Is it Howie?
Yes, it's Howie. Howie was my
Yeah, I was
Viking
wondering
brother.
about that.
Yeah, he
I was
was my
wondering.
older brother from the Viking tribe way back when.
Yep, I
Yeah.
was wondering about that.
And I didn't
Um,
know that until I came back this time.
cool.
That's when everything clicked. So, yo, bro.
Right on. Well, okay, so here's an example. I'm going to give an interesting example. I'm going to use my family.
All right.
And this is going to be interesting because the specific family members that I'm going to be talking about are deceased, but their grandchildren are not, who are my cousins. So this is going to be interesting. I might get in trouble. So
Okay.
we'll see. I'm not going to name names,
All right.
but I have great aunts and uncles who I realized this lifetime around that
Huh.
they were part of my soul family three lifetimes ago.
Wow.
And I didn't understand. I mean, I loved it. I had one family member who was very, well, two siblings who were extremely artistic in very different ways.
Right.
Um, and one of them created a bust of a specific famous person. And they, I remember asking this individual why choose this specific person. I don't know. It just, this person just came, essentially this person just popped into their head, and they basically, as the old saying goes, got to be in their bonnet and couldn't get it out and had to carve it out. Well, it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I made the realization. And then last year, it really hit me very, very hard exactly who I was three lifetimes ago and exactly who they were three lifetimes ago.
Oh,
We were
wow.
not blood related in that lifetime, but we were incredibly close.
Wow.
And we were part of a group that classified each other, like a number of people did in that time frame, as family, as a
Yeah.
specific kind of family. And this lifetime, they were biological blood related to me. Both
Huh.
siblings were. And I've since realized who those two siblings were to me in that past lifetime of mine three lifetimes ago. And so it made you reincarnate with different people that you love and care about.
Yeah.
And for example, in that lifetime, my biological brother, I was going to say blood brother, but that's not the right word. That's not the right phrasing. My biological sibling,
Right.
in that lifetime, to me, in this lifetime, was an extremely deep, dear friend of mine that I classified as a loved one, even now, and they're past. They crossed over, come back,
Wow.
and also are one of the ones that protect me. And I now understand why he and I had an incredible bond that I couldn't figure out what for years. I couldn't figure out why. And the very first, God, what was it? Within the first 4 months, I told this individual, this is who you and I were in a past lifetime. It just hit me. We were on the
Yep.
phone talking
Yep.
about a completely different subject, and all of a sudden I have this hardcore psychic hit, and I'm like, how is this possible? You know about this subject more than I do.
Yep.
And he's like, well, it's extremely rare, but there were a few individuals that you are describing that were that way. And he said, I'll do some research into it. And he did some research into it. And he's like, yeah, you're correct. There were he couldn't pinpoint exactly who we were,
Yeah.
but he could pinpoint that we were within 5 or 6 different individuals within
Sorry,
that
my
time.
puppy just ran up and decided to nudge me because I'm not patting him. It's like, yo, Ma, come on, let's go. What are you doing? You're only talking. Come on. I swear to
Hi.
God.
Yeah, I used to have a dog that did that. So
Yeah.
that's an
Will you
example.
stop?
Otis.
Jesus Christ.
So
Oh my God.
that's an example of
Yeah.
families in lifetimes, in past lifetimes. You
Oh,
make
you're
an
stuttering for a minute there. Is that me?
could
Hold
be
on.
me on my end.
Okay, it stopped.
Is it stopped? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Renee says fellowship. Yeah. Renee Coates
yes.
says fellowship. She said that a while back. Sorry.
Yeah.
So fellowship.
Yeah,
And it says, yes, fellowship.
yeah, it can be. It's definitely soul family. You can have an agreement to
Yeah.
come into a person's life over and over and over again to help that specific individual or to help each other in different ways.
Right.
And I have a couple of friends who've talked about, well, I remember being on the other side and making a soul pact or a soul agreement with a number of people for 4 lifetimes. And, and I'm like, wow, okay, that's the first I've heard of that. And they'll go in and explain in detail as to when they were on the other side and when they were going through the different people that they wanted in their life. And it they make it, based on what I'm learning now, is that they make it for many different lifetimes ahead of time.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Cheryl. And
Cheryl
so
says, hi. Hi, everybody. I didn't have a chance to say hi to. So welcome. Now,
yeah,
what
so
about when you're in like relationships? Like when I met my man, okay, my
yeah,
my
yeah,
man, okay, when
yeah,
I met him, of course I didn't believe it would ever happen, but I knew we were together in other lifetimes. I've seen it. And it was
yeah,
weird. It was like we were supposed to be together earlier in this lifetime, but it didn't happen. And you know how many times we've crossed paths and it just never happened.
yes,
So it was
exactly.
like it was very weird.
Well,
Very weird.
it has to line up. See, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Um, I've come across a couple of people in passing, and they were supposed to. I don't mean love relations, but just
Yeah.
friends that are supposed to be in life in my lifetime, and they weren't for a long time, and then boom, all of a
Yep.
sudden there they are. And so it's a matter. Everything boils down to it regarding souls and lifetime. Everything boils down to timing.
Yeah.
And when I get told to shut up from the other side, I've had people tell me, why do you do that? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you know what they can do? Are you freaking kidding me? So, the other side of things is that when they ask me to go quiet, I go quiet for a reason. There are timing issues
Yes.
to
Yes.
factors, are things. And I've been told by other psychics, I've been told by other friends, I've been told by empaths, mediums, everybody you could think of, that they're like, oh, I just do what the hell I want to do, and screw it, be damned
Yeah,
where
but
the
you're putting
consequences
yourself
are.
at risk of actually
Bingo.
losing your gifts because they
Bingo.
do come from the other side. Hello,
They
Miss
do.
Kelly Carell.
Hey, Kelly. Oh,
How
there's
he
Howie.
bounced
Okay.
over to YouTube
Yeah,
now.
I see that. I was
He
like, wait
does
a
it
minute.
all the time. He like bounces.
So, yeah, you can have consequences. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're not careful, a matter of fact, I'm gonna say something that's not gonna go over real well. Um,
Uh-oh.
I had I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, and it happened about 2 weeks ago, and
Uh-oh.
it's because of the what I call the ass hats and the which are government deep ops, psyops,
Yeah.
um, and I didn't necessarily have consequences from that because I protected myself,
Right.
but I had consequences right after that from something that I found out some information psychically that I didn't anticipate or expect, and
Right.
Nikki lost her cool to say the least. And
Uh-oh.
that doesn't happen very often, and I got really angry. And I had consequences. So the consequences are certain aspects of them talking to me right now.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. It's not happening.
Welcome,
They've kind of
welcome,
all,
Brolic. Brolic would like to know what type of consequences, and Cheryl would like to know if you cut your hair.
yes. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, it was down to here. And I went, nope, it's going
No,
up.
I like mine long. It's gonna grow. And that's the thing. In the lifetime, in the Viking lifetime, when Howie and I were like siblings, he was the older brother. We didn't like flip off. If somebody pissed us off, pretty much it was an axe, gone, walk away. Just go ahead and drop. Like, there you
That
go. Next
that
time,
was
just
me
shut
and
up.
yep.
Yeah. So
Well,
it
it
really
comes
depends
from
on the lifetime.
it comes from a completely different generation, a completely
Right.
different era. Um, okay, I can't see the what type of, okay, so type of consequences.
Yes.
Consequences, so I want to get back to Browick's question. The type of consequences you can have are anything from for example, what I experienced recently, which was a
Uh,
major health crisis.
right.
I mean, like I had 911 on the phone. I had 6 paramedics in my house, an ambulance, and a fire engine outside my door. So yeah, and I ended up in the ER. So
Wow.
there are those kind of consequences,
Yep.
and then there are consequences where you can have literally aspects of your gifts removed from you.
Yep.
Doesn't stop, like my mediumship abilities are still there. The spirits, because of this one situation, and I got so angry that I
Yep.
blew my stack. And it's very unusual for me to blow my stack like that. I had source coming in at me. My
Uh-uh.
whole apartment was covered in angels. I had spirit guides on my shoulders going, uh, 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 uh. And I still blew. I mean, they were trying to force my energy back down because
Right.
it was an excessively dangerous thing. So my consequences right now are that yes, I still have spirits coming into my home.
Yep.
I don't have 10 of them. I get maybe one or two right now, and they're not playing which drives me nuts, and I'm actually rather thankful for this. I'm not hearing the spirit song messages right now, and I'm like, thank you, God. Because I'm here to tell you, they would play 3 or 4 of them a day in my head, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm going nuts because you're making, I mean, it got to be too much. So for me, the consequences have been a reprieve. it's been a bit of a reprieve, and I'm like, I can breathe. I can breathe. So I appreciate that, but at the same time, do I still talk to the other side? Yes. Do they still talk to me? Yes.
Otis, that's an
Um,
elevated door, dear. It's not a knock. Jesus Christ.
I love animals. Anyway,
Oh my God.
so those
All
are
right,
the
all right,
kinds
all
of
right.
consequences. Um, those are the kinds of consequences that you can have. Okay, I
Okay.
can't read beyond my grandmother had, and then I lose it because of
Okay,
the little
yeah,
square
it
thing.
says my grandmother had a situation where she was overwhelmed with her mediumship, and that can happen.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
dude,
me.
seriously, you can't fit in my pocket. Sorry.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
No, it's totally fine. That's what happens with me on occasion, where you get so many spirits. Especially for me, it was crime victims, like
yeah,
crime victim ghosts and spirits. Some who had passed on and come back to talk. Others that were earthbound. Um, for a variety of reasons, things that they hadn't finished. So yeah, that can happen. It can get very um, detrimental at times,
yeah,
and you can be seriously overwhelmed, especially when they're pestering you during the day, afternoon, evening, and even when you go to sleep and
yep.
in your sleep. So yes, it can get uh,
Overwhelming.
very overwhelming.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree with that. Brolick said that I think I have had a very similar situation uh, with uh, nine. I think he meant mine a while back, and I haven't really been the same since. Now, as far
yeah,
as a similar situation, do you mean the overwhelming part or the consequences? So I'm not sure which one. Yeah,
if it's the overwhelming or the consequences,
right,
you can re instigate and re raise your vibration levels
right.
up. Doing things you love. Okay, I do not know why this is popping into my head. Are you a somebody who sings? Like you sing to the radio, you sing to a song that comes on. Um, I don't know why that's popping into my head, but if it's something that you love, start working on those kinds of things. Oh, good grief! Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can actually calm some of the overwhelming things down. Um, you can put boundaries around yourself. Do that in.
yeah. He does. He sings in private. We're on a delay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Well, and
Don't
I
worry. I
only
sing in the
see it
shower,
through the
dude.
letter. Yeah. um. So you can actually re-raise if it's overwhelming. It's different than the consequences, but you can re-raise your vibration levels,
Right.
um, whether that is via the singing, whether it's art, whether it's gardening, whether
Yes.
it's intense computer work and technology, whatever
Right.
it is. You get into doing something that is heartbound, something that
Yes.
truly makes you happy.
Exactly.
Um, I had a reminder from the other side with Susan about 3 weeks ago. Do something that makes you happy. And the funny thing about that was I went, huh, well, I wonder what the hell that is. Because
Oh my God.
because I had had so much going on and I was so frustrated at the time. And I was walking into the kitchen to get something to drink. Beep, beep, sorry. Um, and the next thing I know is
All
I'm
right,
being
go.
told bubbles. And I'm
Oh,
like, bubbles? And I went, oh, the children's bubbles. I've got a little
yes.
bottle of children's bubbles. And one of the things that I learned in my counseling all those years ago, from all the different things that I had experienced, was one of the things that makes me truly happy is dipping the bubble wand in and blowing bubbles. And of
I
course I
like
did it.
that.
I love it, and it helps when you do that. What you're doing is not just, oh, for Pete's sake, everybody leave my phone alone. Sorry, guys. So what you're actually doing by the blowing of the bubbles is you're activating different aspects of your body that
Right.
trigger better serotonin levels, better
Yes.
um
Yes.
I can't think of all melatonin, serotonin. There's a bunch of tonins that is driving me nuts. I can't get it out of my head at this second. But you're re-triggering all of these things simply by the act of taking in a deep breath and blowing those bubbles.
Yeah.
And you get better oxygen to your brain. You activate different aspects of your brain when you
Yep.
do this, and it helps to release stress.
Huh.
So, those are some of the simple little things.
So, but what if you were to blow catnip bubbles at your cats and watch them when they catch the bubbles? Now you're adding laughter to that.
Oh, you're adding a lot of laughter to that, but because soap is toxic, you want to make sure that it's non-toxic. So,
It's
yeah,
especially catnip.
organic.
It's organic catnip
Yeah,
made
yeah,
especially for cats. My daughter
yeah,
used to blow it at the cats all the time. Oh my
yeah,
God. Yep.
yeah. That's a good way to do things. That. Oh my God. Yeah, that'll get a lot of hilarity into it too.
Yeah. My
Yeah, I did
laughter
mine.
is yeah, my laughter is going to the door and explaining to my dog that people do stand and wait for an elevator, which is outside my door. I also have to let him know that there is another door where people do go down.
Yeah.
I swear to God. And when he hears a knock, if it's not loud, it didn't come from my door. So these are the things I get it to explain. Some days, today was very obsessive with him. He was insistent that somebody was at the door. Nobody was there. There was knocks other places. So these are like the
Aha.
things I got to, and I find it amusing.
I was
So does
gonna say
maintenance.
is yeah, I bet. Jeez. Well, what I was gonna say is, does he also see spirits? Because I had a cat who saw the spirits.
Yes,
I had a
I
cat who
actually
saw all
have
the.
a dog that does sense spirits. I know it's normally cats, but he does sense
Oh no, no,
spirits.
no, no! There
Yeah.
are dogs. I
Yeah.
used to know a dog, um, cute little thing by the name of Peanut,
Ah.
and he used to. It was a friend's dog, and I don't believe he's around anymore. But yeah, he used to see spirits.
Yep. He will growl at a situation, at a spot, if he senses something negative. So then I will sage the whole house and then Palo Santo and sweet grass to bring in the positive
Mhm.
energy, and I'll get rid of it that way. And he'll sit right there and let me sage him. He
Mhm.
loves it. So Miss Cheryl H, she was wondering what that was. She thought she was saying something that she was getting in trouble for. Well, technically, yes, you were getting in trouble,
Yeah,
but it
I
was
was.
like spiritually and physically in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, I one of my consequences was a health crisis.
Yeah.
Got very serious. I had an anaphylactic reaction on Friday to something that I have not been allergic to before.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had six first responders, fire truck, and an ambulance here, and yeah, it was a little on the scary side.
Okay.
So,
Well, here's a question all the ladies want to know: were any of them good looking?
mhm.
Okay. See, there you go, ladies. She brought
I
them
had
all
five.
in for you.
I had 5 men and 1 woman, and they were all good looking. God, sorry, folks. Okay, now I'm going bright red for good reason.
And I don't go bright red. I don't. My man
Oh my
will. I love him
God,
to death, but if he
I
goes red at
am
something, it
bright
reminds me of
red.
my dad. I love that about him.
Jeez.
See, I don't go bright
And
red.
And I don't get embarrassed easily, but that one did.
Yeah! All the sis wins.
Oh,
See, even in this
oh.
lifetime, I'm still gonna get you.
Yeah, you did.
And that's the thing. In
And we
every
had fun in our last
lifetime,
lifetime too.
in every lifetime, when it comes to people that I've known as sisters, I've
Yeah.
always had younger sisters, but
No,
I've
no, 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 no,
always
no.
had an older brother.
Nah, I was the younger brother.
You were the younger brother.
I was the younger brother. Yeah, we were siblings. You were my older sister, and I was
Why am I sensing? Maybe it's because I sent you now with the female energy.
probably.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's probably you because I also believe that we were in an it's one I don't talk about very often. Well, I have talked about that, but I haven't talked about who was related to me in that. Oh, don't start that computer. I have not talked, and of course it does it.
See, she
Oh, you
talks to her computer. I
stupid
talk to my
computer.
dog.
Stop that. Oh,
Before you get into that lifetime,
oh.
Sheila says my cat always stares at the door and meows like crazy, but
Yeah,
not in a
that's
way that wanting to get out. Yeah,
yeah, that was one of the things that my Max used to do years ago when
yeah,
we were at the house.
yeah.
And there was nothing there. It wasn't he wanted out. If he wanted out, he would. I used to put. I don't know if you can see him right now. I've got bells. I'm changing things out, but I've got bells hanging right here, and those were the
Ah,
bells that I used to put on my front door. And
I have bells.
Max
Yep.
and Max, when he wanted to go out, he would ring the bells on the door.
Huh.
And but he would. There were times he would sit at the. Stop it. Sorry. There were times he would sit at the front door and just meow for no reason.
Mm.
Now, back then, I wasn't making the connection that it's a spirit until he would walk up to me, meow at me, and then turn around and walk back to the door and meow at the door. That was when it was registering with me, and I was like, oh, holy crap. Okay, now I get it. Because he was oh my god, he was an extremely active cat who people used to walk their dogs down
Yeah.
our street specifically for Max to get their dogs used to cats. And he loved dogs. I mean, he'd rub up against. Oh my god, he loved dogs.
Yeah, see, Otis usually likes everybody, but he gets off as overwhelming because he thinks he's a little lap dog, as you can see, but he's a little bigger than a lap dog. So, yeah,
Yes, yeah,
Cheryl also says that her Zoe used to bark at corners all the time.
yeah.
And then she says, what is she saying? She said her son drove himself to the hospital because he took an antibiotic that he grew up on, but I guess it bothered him. Now, when he
Anaphylactic
got
shock.
there, when he got to the hospital, he went into the anaphylactic shock the moment he walked through the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his body. Yeah, yeah. I've experienced something similar to that.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the other consequences you can have as an empath or a psych. Now, this is off the subject of soul families,
That's
but
okay.
one of the other consequences of raising your vibration, if you do not know, and I did not know how to get my I got my vibration up, and I
Right.
did some energy work for somebody, or actually a group of us did, and I couldn't come down. I
Oh,
was 6 to 8 weeks to where I could not come down. And it ended up where I was in the ER for about 8 hours on
wow.
IV drips on it. So it can severely affect your body.
Yeah.
It took 3 psychics, 3 other people who are 2 of them are known healers and one is
Mr. Crystals.
yeah, one of them was Mr. Crystals, yeah.
Yeah.
And and he's known as a healer, the other gentleman was known as a healer, and then there was a female, and it took all three of them to bring me
Wow.
down to a level and it was because I had never stop it. Silly phone. Sorry about that. Um I had been in higher consciousness before, and I'd done higher consciousness work. That wasn't
Right.
the issue. I had gone above and beyond what I'd ever done before.
Yeah.
And it left me in this situation to where I could not function for 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, I was barely sleeping. I was getting anywhere from 1 to maybe 3 hours of sleep.
Wow.
Usually more like around 2, and it was more like every 20 minutes I would wake up, and I was in basically a higher consciousness state, and I couldn't get myself down. I tried everything on my own, and I
Right.
finally went, I this is not okay. And the medical folks, they don't know how to deal with it. They only know how to deal with the medical physical body, which
Right.
is understandable.
Right.
And so my blood pressure was high, I mean sky high. I was dehydrated, but yet I had been drinking and eating and all this stuff and taking
Yep.
what I thought was taking care of the physical body, but yet my physical body had this horrible reaction. So there are things that can happen to the physical body as a consequence
Yep.
of um, doing all these different kinds of energy work, and a lot of that is not discussed. A lot of
Exactly.
that is not widely talked about in the community. And it really needs to be, because people are thinking, I mean, I there's been a number of people that have made comments to me about, oh my god, it's this and it's that, and I'm like, no, it's nothing like that.
Exactly.
So you've got to be really careful in what you do and how you go about it. Um,
Oh, Nikki, you just
yeah.
okay. I thought you just froze.
Okay. No, no, no,
No,
no,
the
no, no.
beeping on your phone, she thought it was a warning sign that you said something in a bad language.
No, no, no. It's
No.
I'm getting notifications on my phone, and I honestly, unless I shut everything off, that's going to keep happening, because I
Yeah.
don't know how to shut those off on times that I
Like,
so
let's take like
I apologize for it.
no worries. Let's take Sheila and Cheryl. Now,
Yes.
I don't think they're blood related, but I've always seen them as sisters.
Mhm.
Always. And I've known them for a long, long time, guys. A long time I've known them. But I've always seen their energy as related, as sisters. And they even call each other sisters online all the time.
Twins.
Yeah. So I see them like very
I
close sisters. Yeah.
literally felt twin energy.
Right. And I don't think they're not blood related this time. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
No,
Never asked. I never got around to that. But that's how I see them.
I'm
So,
feeling
yeah.
twin energy, and I've
Yeah.
that's interesting because I've always thought of them as sisters too.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
but
guys,
the
you look like
feeling that
sisters to us.
the energy that I'm picking up between the two of them is twin energy,
Right.
and that makes me wonder how long ago. Um, because it doesn't feel like it was all. I mean, okay, 1800s does not feel old to me. Okay,
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
um,
It doesn't.
beyond that is when beyond like 18 earlier than 1818 is when it starts to get old for me. Energy starts to get that old feeling to it.
Right.
Um, and this is like 1800s.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
maybe early 1900s. That's what it feels like.
Late 18,
Uh,
early 1900s, guys.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. In this
um,
lifetime, no, they're not blood related. She said,
yeah,
she says, but she's my sister. And I've always seen them as sisters. That's
yeah.
just how I've always seen them.
Twin is what I get.
Ah, you guys were
So
twins in a past life. Woohoo! That's
Young
awesome.
twins too.
Young ones.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you guys survived beyond 22 years old.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm picking up. Something between
Yeah.
16 and 22.
Wow.
I don't know. Oh, carriage. Somebody just said carriage. Okay, guys. All right. Um.
So, as
Well,
far as
that's
like,
interesting. Never done
yeah,
that before.
yeah. Everyone that sees us thinks that we've been friends since 1991. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've known you guys for a while since I started doing those things over there. But now here's my question as far as soul energy.
Yeah.
When my daughter-in-law was pregnant with the twin girls,
Yeah.
one of the twin girls constantly called me Sophia.
Yes.
Okay,
I
constantly.
have I have a young
She was
lady
in the hospital.
that
She
same
called
thing.
me literally right from the womb. When she was in the hospital after she was born, she had to be there for a few months because she was a preemie. She called me then too. Even from Florida, I can hear her calling me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
it's very,
I have a young
yeah.
lady who has twin girls, and
Oh, that's
um,
right.
one of one of them
Right.
is very psychic,
Yeah.
and she yes, I had the same thing. I'm
Yes.
I'm considered second mom
Yep.
to this young lady, uh and the girls, and her biological mom is on the other side, and her
Yeah.
mom was standing right next to me during the day that I was holding the girls, and I went to put one of them to bed, and grandma's standing right there, and I went, "Oh, grandma's here." And I went, "Oh, wait a minute, I don't mean me." And I'm looking at the baby, and the baby's
Yeah.
like, "Oh," and I'm going, "I don't mean me, honey, I mean she's right here." I'm like, "Oh my god, that could have come out really." Yeah,
Because it's
because
what
here's
you
my
feel. You can't
no, I
help it.
saw her too.
Oh my god.
So I saw
So,
I saw
yeah.
her. Yeah, so it
Cheryl
was
said
kind of
she ran me over with a carriage. No, you guys were run over by
no.
a carriage. She didn't
Yeah.
run you over with a carriage.
No, what I saw in what I was shown was in the carriage, some kind of carriage accident. And
Yeah, it was a carriage accident. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, twins, twin energy is very strong.
Right.
Is very
Oh,
strong.
yeah. No problem,
So,
Cheryl.
but what I was going to talk about is that souls are, and this is going to be a hard thing for some people.
Okay.
Souls are born on the other side.
Yep.
Excuse me. It's like they're made, but they're not made. I don't know how to explain it, but every time I've seen it with the only way I can describe, the only thing that even remotely comes close to it is a number of different episodes on of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, when you're dealing with Odo, the character Odo, and he came from he's a character, uh, nondescript facial features,
Right. Energy. An energy being.
could metamorph into
Yeah.
anybody or anything, and they're in the show talked about like a pool of energy where their beings came from. That is what I remember when I was on the other side. I've seen that. It's
Yeah.
similar. It's the only thing that even remotely comes close to showing it or even describing bits of it.
Right.
Um, it's not, um, but you go from that into like a school, an education kind of program
Yes.
on the other side. You go through that, you figure out what it is you want to do.
Yep.
You make soul contracts and with different
Mhm.
people, different family members that you want as family, that kind of thing. And then you go through the process of choosing your family, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yep.
It's all about what you want to learn in that lifetime.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's going to be a hard thing for people to digest. Um, when I started having flashbacks and memories of that, ooh, it was hard for me to handle because I was like, wait a minute. I know this is valid information.
Right.
I've ended up talking to other people and people that I really know that they go back as far as I go back with my soul and know what I remember. And they told me, do you remember this, this, and this? And I'm like, holy crap, I've never said that to another person.
Yep.
And they're
Exactly.
like, do you remember what color? And I'd tell them the color, and they're like, you're the only one that has described the color to the T
Wow.
as to the way it does that, because it's not just color, it's a specific kind of energy. It does this.
Yep.
And do you realize how old your soul is for you to know that? And I'm like, gee, thanks. You're telling me I'm old as shit. And I'm like, thanks a lot.
Yeah, we're as old as dirt.
Yeah. The older.
Yeah.
So
That's what my grandmother used to say. Up, I'm as old as dirt. Suck it up.
yeah, exactly. Oh my God. So yeah, it's just soul families, you make choices when you're on the other side, and
Exactly.
you choose to have different people in your life, and then you get the the runners, the ones that run through the life really fast. In other words,
Yes.
that they're the fly by night, the run in and they're out. And
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
And then
okay.
some people are meant to cross your paths because it's like, let's say you're in a situation and you're doing good.
Hmm.
Somebody comes in, crosses your path, destroys what you started, but
Yep,
when they're gone, when you rebuild, you're stronger.
that's right.
Yeah. So there's a lesson sometimes in situations that
Yes.
were meant to happen because maybe we needed that one last lesson in order for
Yeah.
us to get back to where we were.
And to get
Yeah.
into
A
an
better
okay
state of
space.
mind.
Yeah. Yes.
Better state of
Not
mind.
and
Yep.
not only to rebuild, but to um get us, it's a form of getting us back on track. Why
Exactly.
am I being shown trains again? Oh God. Yeah. Back on track trains.
Okay, which one of my
Okay.
goofy ass relatives are bothering her now? That's all I can say. It's got to be somebody on my side of the family. It's like, yeah, would be my mother, my father, could be
I
my
don't feel.
grandmother. She's a hot ticket. That one.
Yeah, your grandmother was around one of the times that we were
Yep,
talking, but
she's a hot ticket.
yeah, and your mom, well, and your mom and your grandmother, and wow, the energy is very different between the two of them. But I'm not feeling them, and I'm not
Yeah.
feeling really anybody right now. But I'm like, but then you got ancient. Okay, now here's the other side to this.
Okay.
And I keep using the term other side. Okay, so here's another side to this.
Okay. Another
You
side.
have oh no, brain fart. No, jeez,
That's a brain fart.
exactly. Um,
Another
soul
side.
family,
Soul
another
family.
side.
Another side. You were
Oh
talking
crap
about
on
the
cracker.
energy of the birth of the souls, making your soul contract.
No,
Nope.
it was a completely different. We were going off into a whole nother field.
Oops. Quantum
Yeah.
physics.
Oh, now that's an interesting other field, but no, that wasn't it. Oh, Sue, I'm
Ah,
sorry. Anyway,
that's all
let's see
right.
if I can bring it back.
We'll just continue to
Had to
chat.
do with choices, had to do with
Right. I was talking about the fact that sometimes people come into your life, disturb the path that you were meant to be on, because there's still sometimes a lesson that you need to learn in order
lessons
to
to
get
be
back on
learned.
track. So, and then you said that brings up, that didn't help, did it?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh well, we tried. Guess what? Watch it pop up the last 5 minutes before the show ends. Jeez. God.
Oh my God.
Anyway, anyhow, oh, it's always interesting time talking with me because
Yeah,
I can
it
be
is. And
any
that's what it is.
freaking
We
where.
start with like one subject and then we kind of like go, oh, yep,
All over
there
the
we are
freaking
again.
place. Yeah. Yep. Part
And
of
that's what
that's my
happens.
well, part of that is my dyslexia, and part of that is also the
Yeah,
way
it
my
just,
brain operates.
yeah,
Is
you
the
just
fact
like
that I'm
bring
like,
things up in
woo!
my head and it's like, okay, I'll spit that out. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but it's in my head right now. So here you go.
Which is why the train track was popped up in my head.
Yeah. Choo
I'm like, oh,
choo. Every time I think of a train track, I think of little boys and trains.
yeah.
Yeah, little
My
boys and
son had
trains.
my son had a train track. His grandfather, who's now passed, has bought him quite the train trestle, and we've still
Mm.
got it. It's all packed up, but that'll get passed on to to his kids.
All right. You're
Yeah,
trying not to
I've
say
tried.
something's going on.
Yeah, I'll get into trouble from him. I am like, honey, I know you don't want to have kids, but the other side is I don't want to know. I'm like, oh, sweetie.
They're like, well, guess what?
Yeah, three.
It's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, maybe he won't pass
oh,
out in the room when the doctor says, let's see how these girls are doing on an ultrasound when the doctor didn't tell you that you were pregnant with twins. So my son went, yeah.
oh.
Sorry, Bo. Yeah. Neither one of
Yeah.
them knew. And Maria's like, what? You know, the doctor's like, okay, let's see how these girls are doing because they were wondering why they were in for another ultrasound. And they knew by the blood test they were pregnant with twins, but didn't tell them.
Oh, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, so literally, yes,
That's
but
not good.
I really wish his cousin was there at the time. I really wish I could have been there to see that. No offense. Oh, there it is. Looking for this little thing here. Yeah, I just really wish I could have twins. Shh.
That's what that's a fly in the wall situation.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a fly on the wall. And that's what in this lifetime he was meant to have two girls and one
Yep.
boy.
Yep.
Yeah, but see, I've always known he'd be a dad. I've always known he'd be a dad.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So as far as is that child. Yep.
Well,
So
okay, something just popped up with that as an ET abductee regarding soul families.
yeah.
Um you can have soul families that are ETs.
Yes.
Um
Yes.
the ETs can make a separate soul contract with you that can or may not affect other lifetimes
Huh.
that you have. So you may have, like with me, I know that I've got at least 3, if not 4. I'm still trying to figure out if it's the 4th one, if there is a 4th one, but I know that I've had 3 soul contracts in succession. Well, no, it'd be 4. It would be 1800s. Yeah, so this would be so it is the 4. It is 4. Throughout those lifetimes, and ETs, they can live certain races of ETs can live a really, really long lifetime. So they can see your soul in a different body over and over and over again. Think about them apples. That's quite the thought process. Talk about energy and recognizing energy right away.
Exactly.
You're in a different form. I had a lifetime as an ET. Oh boy. I don't care if I'm going to get into trouble for this. I had a lifetime.
Oh, don't get any more trouble.
No, it's yeah, no kidding. The last one nearly did me.
The last one was bad.
Last one was. There's not a lot that frightens me. That last one on Friday, that one actually frightened me. That one terrified me. But as an ET, I was a Laborian. Laborian is a subsection of Lyran, and Lyran are felines. And they are about 8 to 9 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
And they are feline, walking, talking, 2 legs. Laborians can shapeshift. Not all of them do, but some of them do. And I was mated, and they mate for life.
Oh, wow.
And I was mated with I was a female, and I was mated with a male. So you can have, and they, in our years, in our human years, this one is 2,400 years old right now. He came back and saw me 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
On a ship. And so I was like, why do I have memories of this, and this?
Yeah.
And he was like, you don't remember. And I'm like, I have very specific memories, but I don't understand how they correlate to now.
Right.
And he was like, let me help you with that. Show me what you remember. And I showed him, and he was like, this, you're missing this section, you're missing that section, and you're missing this. And I went, and it made perfect sense to me. So you can have, and he didn't I mean, hello, I'm a morbidly obese woman in this lifetime. I'm 5'2". Get off my phone. I'm 5'2.5" right now. I was 5'3", but I'm 5'2.5" right now. In that lifetime, I was bud fart. Oops. Yes. Oh dear God, I hope that's not what that is. No.
Oh my God, Sheila, always a good time. Always a good time. No, don't let her kid you. That's what it was.
Sure.
So see if we can make her red.
I can smell you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, damn.
So he came back and saw me about 2 years ago, and I'm like, I know, because when I first saw him, I was like, I know you. He goes, you better know me. And I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? And he literally grabbed my hand, and his hand is like 3 of my hands put together.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm huge, and covered in fur, and very thin or short fur.
Huh.
And the second he grabbed my hand, I went, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Well, that's one way to put it."
Uh.
And so yeah, you can have and well 20. So they live extraordinarily long lives. I mean,
Huh.
in our what we consider years,
Right.
it took it took me a year to wrap my head around the fact that they live that long. What we consider a year in our time is oh um many years in their
Yeah.
lifetime. And um so the fact that he came back and saw me, and I was just it it blew my mind. I still
So
have a hard
he
time.
is still alive
He's
in
still
that
alive.
aspect, but he's not on the earth right now.
No,
Yeah.
he's literally on a different planet, very
Huh.
far. Was well, that's another subject. But
Yeah.
the short
Yeah,
end
there
of
is a really bad delay, Sheila. Sorry, it's tonight. Sometimes it
um
happens.
so, yeah. um so basically um I was abducted by a specific race of ET. He was on the ship. He found out, I don't know exactly how he found out, but he found out that they were going to be taking me. He wanted to see me for a very specific reason. Um, and I had, I'd been having flashbacks and memories, and I
Right.
didn't quite understand. I'd never talked about it, not those anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and I never quite understood. And he said, "This is what's going on." And with the second he grabbed my hand, I I knew. I
Hmm.
knew that we were a mated pair at one time in a lifetime that I was living, and it was a long time ago. I
Yeah.
mean, long time ago.
Wow.
Um,
I'm watching and listening to you at the same time, and there really is a bad delay on the show tonight because you'll say something and then I see your lips move a little like after or before. It's almost like I'm watching a Chinese movie where they overdid it and the lips are
yes,
still moving and
yeah.
yeah, but the sound, it's like, what the heck? How are you doing? Like, okay, really? So I don't know. It's got to have something to do with these solar flares actually coming in and things like that. Because
And energy.
yeah, it's just I'm sorry, watching and all I can think of is those old Chinese movies where they put English over what they're saying. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So it's just really weird.
Weird. So
Oh
yeah,
my god.
there's a you can have I mean you can have a lifetime as an ET in
Mm,
1,000 years ago, and that race of ET and that specific ET is still alive. I mean it.
yeah.
Well, let me tell you, it's taken a long time for me to get just wrap my brain around the concept of that.
Right.
When you're presented with it in your face, I mean, they're standing right in front of you, and you're like, oh my God. I mean, you're just like, oof. Um, it's an incredible, mind-boggling experience, and the science of it. I mean, I'm very much into a lot of science, even though I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, I
Right.
do all this energy work. I'm very much a science. I've always been into sciences. Um, hell, I was told in the 90s that I needed to go be a doctor
Oh wow.
because I was, uh, yeah, there, you know, I had I had two different naturopaths, and then I had naturopaths telling me and nurses telling me that I needed to go to Bastyr to be a naturopathic doctor, and I
Yeah.
used to create my own herbal products
Yep.
and for
And
my family,
tinctures.
or and tinctures and different things for friends. And I one of the naturopaths was like, "You need to take this product that you have made, that you have shown me, but you're not showing me what the ingredients are." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, it's proprietary blend." And she goes, "It's working in a very specific way."
Yep.
And she goes, "You need to market it." And to this
Huh.
day, I have not done that, but it's interesting. There are certain other products that are out on the market that are similar, but they don't have the tweak that I've got, and I've got every recipe I've ever made.
Wow.
So, and every alternative, um,
Huh.
but yeah, I mean, you just, and part of that comes from my lifetime in the 1800s. Um, oh, stop it! Good grief. Um,
That's
I
okay.
want to
We're
throw
getting
this
ready for
phone.
the end of this anyways tonight. So we're really getting
So
close to the end of the show. I mean, I've gone a little over. Sometimes I do an hour and a half, sometimes I do an hour. So
yeah,
most of the
yeah,
time
and
the
we're at
Rift
an hour
Network
12.
shows, yeah, has been running about an hour a piece. So all right. So before we lose track of anything, make sure everybody knows how to get a hold of Miss Nikki. Besides here, the third Tuesday of every month.
I can be reached on Facebook, facebook.com/Nikki, Nikki dot Jacobs, Jacobs dot 376. That will also link to my psychic medium page. You
Yeah.
can email me at restore belief, BELIEF 2022 at gmail.com. And I have a YouTube channel called Restore with Nikki. And that's how you find it, because it's the only one there.
So who's not getting your messages, Sheila? Okay, I will. Who another visit from my sister. Okay, so you guys are talking back and forth to each other. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't us or either one of us that you had a question for. So now they're getting them. No, I'm confused, Sheila.
Yeah,
Are
me
you
too.
talking to us or are you talking to someone else? Because sometimes when she talks, I don't read the messages for a while. But as you can see that I'm getting them. Can I just go find you on Facebook, Nikki?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can find her on Facebook.
Nikki.Jacobs.376. When
Yep.
I'm out of off of my phone from the live, I will go into the chat and put in the links and put
Yep.
in
She does every
um
time.
yep, I will put the information in.
Yep.
So
And
give
it'll
me
be
about a
easy to
half
find
hour.
her. It'll probably be right there at the end or the beginning or the newest
Yeah.
comments on the
Yeah.
shows right on Facebook. So that's on the
And
RNN.
I will do that in the comment section on the RNN YouTube
Yep.
uh, after
Yeah,
the
so
show.
the Twitch and the Twitch, excuse me, Twitter and the Twitch and everything else is new. So that does take a while before comments actually come through on that. Those two. As we have right now, we have quite a few hanged up. I think I have you already. I'll check. Okay. Yeah, you
Okay.
call who do you want to call you when you get home? Huh? Sorry. I'm just being a punk.
So that's all about soul families. I mean, you
Yeah.
can have so many different people that you classify as friends that
Yep.
have times with you, family that has been in numerous life. I mean,
Mm.
look at Sue and I. I mean,
Yep.
there's two that I openly talk about, and but I've never really come out as I've never verbalized publicly who we were because it
Yeah.
is such a famous deceased family that it's like, no, I don't want to cause issues. And it's the same
Huh.
way with the other lifetimes. So, um, yeah. And I know another sister.
Oh, well, hello from Virginia.
Hello,
Lauren from
Lauren.
Virginia. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm not going to
Lauren.
pronounce that because I'll butcher it.
Howletti,
I don't know.
maybe something
Could be.
close, hopefully.
It could be.
Anyway,
Well,
welcome.
welcome. How you doing? Yeah,
So,
we're getting close
yeah,
to the end
there's
here. So, I've got this thing in my head. So there's
about
like one or two things in my head. So we'll see.
lifetimes.
Yeah, like the one where a bunch of people were shot.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yep, that one.
That one
Um,
you were my older sister in. What's the
yep.
other one?
Um, see, I'm seeing more. I'm going way back now. This is almost like a native type thing.
Hmm.
Almost back there is what I'm seeing as well.
Well, we were also in the 1600s in a specific group. Funny
Oh.
enough, out of Massachusetts.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I know that one.
Yeah.
Yep. That one is weird. And I can tell you, I do know who I was, but I don't say
Uh-huh.
anything. I
Yeah.
do know who I was. Yes.
Yeah, I know
Um,
who I was too, and I
yeah.
don't say anything either. But I can tell you, I got away from. I think a number of us did, but I
Yeah.
specifically go. I remember going into caves,
Yep.
escaping through caves,
Yep. Yep. That was a tough time. That was a tough
and
time.
shortly thereafter, we put a demon in the ground, a true demon in the ground. There were a group of us that yeah, we did some interesting things in that lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got actual memories of that.
Lauren is
I
actually
mean, like
originally from
major memories.
Massachusetts. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I went that reminds me, and I'm gonna say it this way. That reminds me of I went to Salem. One of the times I went to Salem, I
Mhm.
was doing an investigation at night in like a cemetery type area. And literally I could see a negative energy in a cage, like almost boxed, caged, that was trying to get out. So it was like for some reason, me and someone else had to strengthen that cage. That's all I knew.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And then the little bugger was released.
not by me.
No, not by me either.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I had words over that one.
Oh
A year and a half ago, I had words over that one because I was like,
boy.
"Do you know how many people it took to put this bugger in the ground? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Why did you?" And he conned
Yep.
a woman and got her to release him, and I'm like, "Oh, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
literally,
no,
there was
no."
a cut. We had to go. I went when I went there. It was like, yeah, this is got to be strength, and it's like literally, it was like the energy, yeah, was
I
seeping
saw that.
out to attach itself to another individual. So
Correct.
it had to be strengthened to get it back in.
Yep. And you got it back in until she
Yeah.
woke
Sheila,
it
can
up.
you hear them? You guys can't hear us?
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
No voice
What part?
Godzilla coming. Uh-oh.
I was watching a Godzilla movie and the Chinese people lips are moving and there's no voice on Godzilla coming out. Oh, do you mean something like that?
Well, I'm glad you can hear us, Howie.
Oh my God. Yeah. So
Oh
that was,
God.
yeah, there comes
And then I
my brother
snorted.
with the same temperament as I had back then. I have many
Oh,
ancestors from Salem too. See, people already know what we're talking about. So yeah,
yep.
back then, yeah. So, but the lifetime with Howie, he had the same temperament as me. We didn't argue, bitch, or complain at people. We didn't talk. We
No,
acted.
you just
Somebody
yeah.
did something wrong. You just
So
pretty
did
much
I.
cut them up, walk away, problem solved. That's the way it
Uh-huh.
was. So, like, you know, it,
Howie, I know this one well. I was in.
RNN is
You
formed
ladies
out of
are
Virginia. There you go. Well, thank you very much, Lauren. Yes, RNN. Howie is our fearless leader. Fearless leader. He's also my brother from another mother in another lifetime.
Yep,
Yep. Didn't argue, just acted, and that was the end of it. Yep. See, there's a little
exactly.
hatchets here. Could chop their head off with the little hatchets, which you can't see because that's a.
Yeah, we were warriors.
Yep. Yep. Me too. Shield maiden.
Although you and I in that one where I'm the younger brother and you're the older sister. Yeah, we weren't warriors.
No.
We played.
Yeah. Well, we could
We
back
played.
then.
We could. Yeah, we were allowed to.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We had
Yeah.
fun.
See, no, we didn't create mayhem. We took care of mayhem.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh my God.
You
Yeah, we just
ladies are a
solved it.
riot.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
there's a lot of that going on. All right, guys, tomorrow night, I'm
Yeah.
probably going to do a crystal live, and a portion of everything I sell is going to RNN to help the network. So, and I have talked to Mr. Odell about this, and I think to me, it's a win-win. It's the right thing to do. So that's what it is. The second youngest of
Oh.
9. Oh my God. Talking to you, Sue. Bad delay. Yeah. Sheila, talking to you, Sue. There is a really bad delay tonight. I think it has
Yeah.
something to do with, I'd have to ask Joni. Oh my God. It's got something to do with like either the okay, let's see if I can remember this. The solar eclipse or something. Anybody help me out here. I don't
Yeah,
do
you're right.
astrology very well. Watch out for them. And in this life, watch out for them. Oh boy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, tomorrow night, on my podcast, I'm
Yep.
going to be talking on the live broadcast that I do,
Yep.
which is at 4:00 Pacific. We're going to be talking, or I'm going to be talking about ET weapons and weapons that I have, energy weapons that I have seen. Again, I'm going to be talking about more about soul families and how all of that interplays. But the energy weapons ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to be. I'm really glad that you're working with Howie and the RNN and going to be doing things.
I
For
enjoy
them.
it, and
Big
you know, like
deal.
I said, I should have never left, but there's a reason for everything, so I'm back and I'm here to stay. So, yeah, literally, um, so literally, what it is every time Nikki and I to get together, we have some type of technical crap happening,
Oh
and I
yeah,
think that's because of our energy, the way our
energy.
energy works. Energy. So the way it works, we always have some type of tech issue, but we're used to it. So
Yep.
we go with it and make fun of it. So even when we're talking and our lips are moving and you don't hear the sound for a while, we'll go with it. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Godzilla movies, those are good.
What is Howie
So-
asking me?
he said, "So, Nikki, ready to RNN?"
Well, I'm gonna have to wait until after July. I'm gonna have to wait until like mid-July before I can even begin to add something else because I do the third Tuesday of every month with Sue, but I do every Wednesday on mine, and then Wednesday nights I do a podcast with the S4 Bunker on Spreaker,
Ah,
and I'm going to be taking care of some major stuff in June. Major stuff. So between now and
Howie
June,
says, so let's plug your show.
My show is Restore Belief with Nikki on
Yep.
YouTube. And the show that I do on Wednesday is the S-4 Bunker, which can be found on Spreaker. And then I've got links on every broadcast that I do on my YouTube. It's in the description box. So
Yep. Nikki has
um,
a YouTube channel. That's the one where she does her show on the Wednesdays where she has the episodes and things, right? That's one's on
yep,
YouTube. Now,
yep.
after
And
this
it's
is
38 of
over,
them.
she usually goes back in and she puts the links in for me because she's a good doobie
Yep.
like that.
Yep. I do. I add all the little links at the very end.
Oh, you realize that my son now has Cheryl going and they're arguing over who's going to get oatmeal cream filled cookies right now.
Oh dear
Because I
God.
make homemade oatmeal cream filled cookies. So my son always comes on and asks for something ridiculous. Boo, where is my 1,000 pounds of oatmeal cream filled cookies? And then Cheryl says she has to make mine first. Sorry, kid. You got last year.
It's
And
like
he does this all the time. So it's his thing. That's my son,
funky
Jake.
monkey ate
Nutty Eight.
nutty
Nutty
eight.
Ape. Yep. That's
Nutty
my
eight. Yeah.
oldest son, Nutty Ape. Yeah, he's hilarious. He's always asking for his baked goods. But see, that's the thing about him. It's like, okay, I need you to do this. Okay, what are you baking me? I could do that. Hey, I have a question. Is something wrong with my computer? What are you baking? No problem.
No problem. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a way to do things. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Oh my God, we got like 3 minutes left to the 90-minute mark. And
Yeah.
yep, I'm gonna get back into things. But that's why I do, because I know he's your son. Yeah. So Nutty Ape over on YouTube is my son. He's my eldest and he's always there. So all right, so we got 3 minutes left. If there's anything else you'd like to share, my dear, please share now. And if you remembered what you were going to talk about, you have to sum it up in
No,
like
I
3
haven't
minutes.
remembered. If I remember it, I'll talk about it on my show on tomorrow. Oh God.
Well, thank
I
you
would
so much. Nikki and I have a blast. Nikki's always
we do.
on the flock over here. I'm Raven Swan. This is Raven
Mhm.
Swan's flock on the RNN Network,
And yeah,
which is the Rift Nation Network.
Nation Network.
Say, don't mind me. I sometimes just got to do the hand gesture thing, Like, it helps my body know I'm still moving at my age. So, yeah, that's what I do.
That's
So,
what it
she's
is.
here the third Tuesday of
Yeah.
every month.
Yep.
Every month, the third Tuesday of every month. So tomorrow not tomorrow, but next Tuesday will be readings. I'll be doing some readings
Awesome.
and sharing some more information. Last time we talked about Odin and the Tree of Life, Yggdrasil. So I don't know what we're going to
Mhm.
share next time, but I will. Okay, Sue and Nikki, I love sharing time with you. Have a good night. See you soon. Love you too, Cheryl. Love everybody. And that is why we get along. Yeah, the energy. And that's what it is. You got to be goofy, you got to be silly, you got to go with the
Oh, you got
flow.
it. Yes.
Yeah, it feels like, oh my
Positivity.
God, I had a flash of this movie. Oh God, I think it was Clint Eastwood. And he says, left hook, Clyde. And his monkey just goes, done.
Yeah. I
Howie just
saw
comes on
that
and mentions
movie.
something, and I see this in my head. It's like, okay, done. Let's go. Drive off.
Oh.
Oh, well, thank you
Yep.
so much, honey. Thank you so much. All right,
I'm glad you
guys.
guys have
And
enjoyed.
that's it for tonight. And everybody, thank Nikki, who is always my co host on the third Tuesday of every month. So, and we have a lot
Thank
of
you,
fun
Sue.
chatting back and forth, and maybe sometime she'll come on permanently. Who knows? I know
Ooh.
I'm pushing it,
Yes.
but I will keep pushing it because I don't know how to quit. I'm a Viking.
And that's good. That's okay. Right on.
All right. So, peace out, guys. I love you. Hopefully, you
Bye.
enjoyed what was being said, and hopefully, you guys get a chance to find your soul family like we all did. So, that would be
Yes.
awesome. And don't forget,
Definitely.
tune into the RNN Radio Network. We have a bunch of really awesome shows. We have more coming, so stay tuned and follow Nikki as well. She's always got a buffet of information. I mean, literally just get
Yes.
yourself a bowl of popcorn, sit down, watch the YouTube channel for a while. You'll be good to go. You might have more questions, so you'll have to watch more, but don't worry. Bring your
Yeah,
popcorn. And, don't forget your coffee, hot or iced. Always good to go with it.
or your Propel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I suppose you can drink water too. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out. Love you.
Bye.